So, hi, your name is?
I'm Carly Terrell.
And your name is?
Yasmin Aguiar.
There you go. Alright, well, hello. My name is Mayra, and I'm a junior with Columbia College. I will be speaking today about a subject very near and personal to me. It's about child abuse and the signs that may come from child abuse, and a lot of times we don't see the signs in our children. We just kind of see like they're acting out. In all reality, they're acting out in hopes to get attention, or your attention, the parents' attention, to say, help me, I'm in trouble. Excuse me, what were you mean? So we don't really know. For the most part, we all really think child abuse or sexual abuse is just pretty much penetration from a parent, from a male to a female, or a male to a male. I was under that understanding as well until I kind of did more research, and I learned that not only is it penetration, but it's also touching and asking a child to touch you. That's considered sexual abuse. I thought that was just, I don't know if that was just, to me, I felt like they just overlooked it. Like he didn't touch you, you didn't touch their private areas, but it's even over the clothes. If it happens that way, then it is considered sexual abuse, which, like I said, I didn't know, but I always hoped that it was. So you, not only that, not only touching, but like if you have a child and you show them pornography, that also is considered sexual abuse. If you make them sit with you to watch it, again, something that not many of us know. It's not something that you just randomly look up online either.
Yeah.
Having them perform sexual poses without you not doing anything, taking pictures, that's considered sexual abuse as well. The signs of children being abused are nightmares. They go to the bathroom on themselves, they act out, they don't eat, they start hurting other children, or they don't like to be alone with either a particular person or with any people in general. And if you know your child, or if it could be your child, it could be a sister, it could be a cousin, you start to notice the differences in them. Not like, oh my God, this kid is acting different, but little by little, and especially if you're used to that kid being an outgoing child, and all of a sudden they're more reserved and not doing what they normally are, then that would be a sign that something's happening to that child. They refuse to talk. They, for some reason, end up having new toys, because sometimes it does happen where the perpetrator will buy them, say, I'll buy you a toy if you let me touch you, or if you touch me here, I'll buy you this, or I'll do this for you. And to little kids, and even teenagers, sometimes it's just like, yeah, I'll do it because I'm getting something out of it. Not necessarily, you're not necessarily thinking that this is actually a bad act or something that shouldn't be done to you. So those are signs and things to look out for. They're very important. Again, a lot of times, I want to say for me, myself, I acted out a lot. My mom saw it as, you're acting bad, you're just bad. But it wasn't necessarily that, it was just my way of screaming help. So again, it's just really important to pay attention to your children and how they act, because you never know what can really be going on in their head and their heart, and what can be happening to them. Now we're going to talk about statistics. The statistics that I came across are very alarming and I wish that there was more that we can do. So it says that in children ages 0 to 18, that means infants to almost an adult, in 2013, there was an estimated 679,000 children that fell victims to abuse and neglect. 18% was physical abuse, and 9% they suffered sexual abuse. Those are big numbers, and that's in the whole entire nation. It makes you think your neighbor or your best friend's kid, for all you know, it could be happening to them, and you just never know. Which is, to me, like I said, it's personal to me, so it's really, really, really sad. I really wish we could do away with child abuse altogether. wouldn't we all just like to do away with a whole lot of bad things that happen to a lot of us? But it's unfortunate that the world works that way. Now I'm gonna wrap up the speech really quick, and I'm gonna say a little bit about my personal story and why I chose to write about child to do, the sexual abuse and the statistics, the warnings, and also the long term, because it's not just when it happens, it stays with you forever. I was 5. I was 5 years old when I was first sexually abused, and I was fully sexually abused. The perpetrator was my uncle. He lived with us, and my mom would always leave me with him because she worked all the time, so I was with him all the time. So after that, he would, buy us candy and buy us toys, and then he would make it seem like, okay, I bought you this, so now I'm gonna do this to you. And it wasn't just me, it was my cousin, and for a long time I kind of blocked it out until my cousin one day said to me, do you remember Mayra? And I said, no. And she's like, yeah. So then I guess I must have reopened that back up, and it brought back a whole bunch of things. So then after that, I was 8. My parents had another friend living with us, and he would, I have always had really big legs and a big behind. So the guy would always say, you have pretty legs, let me touch them. And I'd be like, no. And so, but he would force me to sit down and touch me. Again, to me, I just knew he was doing something bad, but I didn't see it as sexual abuse. But now that I'm as an adult, and actually, I found this out a while ago, but even after reading and finding all these statistics out and this information, he was sexually abusing me. So small things like that as parents and as people, just not even parents, siblings, you don't see it that way. But it is not a good thing and not the right thing for anybody to do to you. You might ask yourself why I never said anything to my mom. Well, unfortunately, the relationship between my mom and I was never the best. My mom would always come home tired. She would come home tired. She'd cook, clean, and just get on my face. I just want to eat and rest because I've been working 12, 14 hours a day. So she never really wanted to hear anything. So when you're pushed and